Yo guys, today is the day. The grow tents finally came in, which means we can finally get this tent set up and see how it affects the temperatures. So I'm really excited about this, guys. Stay tuned. Hey guys, this is Matt from Upsilon Mining coming back at you with another video. So this morning I got a delivery from Amazon. Who else, right? And they delivered a grow tent, and I opened up the box and it looks pretty interesting. So I'm just gonna pull everything out of the box. So it looks like there's the tent itself wrapped in some plastic, wrapped in a pretty bow, which is really interesting, like a present or something. Merry Christmas, Merry Mining Christmas to everyone. And then underneath the tent itself, it looks like there's all the tubing, but I have been unable to find any sort of instructions. So hopefully the instructions are in here somewhere, or it's going to be definitely an experience pulling this together. So I'm gonna pull everything out and then lay it out, and then I'll be right back. Hey guys, so I pulled everything out onto the floor now, and obviously I'm gonna have to bring this downstairs and assemble it down there. It's gonna be a little bit large and cumbersome to have to build it up here and bring it downstairs. That's just stupid. So I did find the instructions though. So it looks like, okay, so here it is. Insta-Grow. You got a VIP card. Helping growers is our business. Helping miners is your business. Should be. Not sponsored. Anyways, looks like I found the instructions. So grow tent instruction. So it looks like kind of like an IKEA type of thing. Construct the metal tent frame by assembling metal poles, corners. It doesn't look that complicated. I mean, it's a rectangle. It's a giant rectangle, right? I mean, how hard could that be? So there's English. So print up the instructions. I don't know if any other mining YouTubers are YouTubing the process of building a tent, but I guess this could be done. So we just take the pieces, assemble it into a square. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring all this downstairs and build it, and then I will see you in a moment. Okay, let's just go downstairs quickly and take a look at what we're gonna do, where I plan to put the tent, and then just kind of go over the plan of moving everything in. So here we go. So this is how it was currently. The two shelves with the fans blowing through, everything was in here and it was way too hot in the basement. So what is going to happen is this shelf here, all the rigs are going to get moved into this grow tent here. So it's not put together yet, but it's going to be. If you take a look at the grow tent, the instructions are pretty self-explanatory. First you build the frame, and then you basically drape the tent over top of it like the instructions here. It looks like each of the tubes are actually labeled. So as you can tell, we got these tubes here, which are labeled A. These ones are labeled D. So I'm going to take all these tubes, and we're going to lay them out there on the ground. And the next, when I'm done that, I will shoot to the next frame, and then the whole frame will be built. And then I'm going to drape on the tent. And then after the tent's drawn, draped over top, we're gonna dismantle the shelving here, the PDU, the wiring, get that shelf into the tent somehow, and then we're gonna start running the wires through the tent, and then get everything hooked up. And then once everything's kind of hooked up, we're gonna run an intake and an exhaust tube, which I have running to these 8-inch inline fans running out of the basement. So that'll be the next step, guys. Alright, it looks fairly simple. So basically I'm just attaching this. It turns out there's a couple different instructions for different sizes. I was looking at this at first, I'm like, why the hell is that so big? This is actually a larger tent, but the instructions cover multiple sizes. This is the one we got, so you basically snap these angle connectors, which are metal, so that's good, in like that. Very easy, they just snap in with a button here, like that. Like that. So that's going to lay out on the floor that way. I'm not gonna shoot every single one I put in, but they all just snap together like that. Follow the instructions. I'll be right back, and then the whole thing is gonna be put together. 1, 2. All right, guys, so here we go. It wasn't that hard at all. It was actually really, really easy. So you just have to get the general shape of the frame put together. And then I'm not sure if I put these in right. These are probably supposed to be like the base, but I don't think it matters that much. I mean, it's not crazy stable, but what can you expect? And everything just snaps in together with these little button snap thingies. And it just puts together a basic frame like that. So looking back here, I pulled the actual canopy part out, and it smells like fresh camping. I don't know if you guys ever get fresh camping gear, like a tent or something like that, or a canvas, open it up. It smells really nice. I don't know, like artificial, I don't know, that's a weird side note, but it smells nice, and it looks nice too. I mean, you can see the inside of the tent is like this foil. I know it's designed to reflect the UV light back, but that'll be really good at keeping the heat in as well. So I think the next step, let me just see here. The next step that it says here, like after the frame's put together, is to unzip the zipper system. So I don't like how it's worded, but basically it says to just take the unzip everything and then locate the roof of the tent, and then like just put the roof over top like that, and then just I think slowly just. Yeah, you got to put the frame in the bottom too. So you got to put the roof on, and then you got to somehow just kind of like drape it down underneath. I don't have a lot of room to work with here, so I'm just gonna, I think I need to just pull the shelf over a little bit. I know I could shut these off, but I don't know. I mean, whatever. I'm gonna push it over a bit, and then I'll get everything moved out of the way, and then we'll get that shelf, the tent all put together, and I'll be back in a second. 1, 2. Okay, so this is a little bit of a pain in the neck. I had to, there's not a lot of room in here, so I had to basically slide, like pull the whole canopy over the tent and get it positioned so I get the base on, and then drag, move this thing out of the way and then put it back on the base. And the next step, I'm just gonna drape the rest of it over top and then zip it all together. Okay, so we got the top on now. So this is the front of the tent, the bottom. So basically the way it works is you build the frame, you position like the tent on the floor so you can find the bottom, then slide the, bring the frame over top of it and then slide the corners on. They fit nicely on, snug. So a lot of the structure of the tent is actually given by the tension of the canvas or the tent siding, I guess, or whatever that's made out of. And then you put the top on, and then next I'm gonna zip, I guess this is great because I can move the shelf into the tent before I zip the back up. So the back comes down and the front. So if I need to like work on it, I can go to the back of the tent and do it. I might leave it right in that spot. That's actually, yeah, maybe I'll just leave it in this spot because it looks like this tent has a couple of different exhaust ports on it. So there's an exhaust port here, an intake port here. There's more over here as well. So let's get this all zipped together, or maybe I'll just move the shelf in first. Maybe that's smarter. Let's move the shelf in first. That way we're not fighting with the damn thing as we're moving everything into it. So be right back. Okay, we're not quite done yet, guys. I know you keep thinking I'm gonna snap my fingers, the whole thing's gonna be done, but okay. So what I did was I took all the rigs off of the shelf now. And I'm repositioning this shelf because I want to put it against that wall just to make use of the space that I have. I have one exhaust running out the top, so all the hot air is going to rise. It's going to suck it out the top. And I have a cold air inlet out the back here. As you can tell there, I'm going to push this back far against the wall so I can make use of the space. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount the PDU against that wood block there. I don't know if you can see it. There's a wood block there. I'm going to mount the PDU right there and run the wires through this hole here. So let's look inside. Let's get a closer look inside the tent. So here's the tent, empty, ready to go. So we have the exhaust vent here, 8-inch. Once again, these are getting sucked out through the back into the window and pulled out the basement that way. And then we have an inlet vent here at the bottom, so it's going to blow the cold air in. I would have liked to have it on this side so you get a diagonal airflow, but I think that should be all right. We'll see how that works. I've taken the top shelf off here. We're going to run that into there. All the power cables, we're going to run through either through this hole here, or I could just maybe make a small hole there in the. And oh, actually, one more thing. This inlet vent was way too small. It was like 4 inches on the bottom. So basically, I just cut the fabric a little bit and just made it so it was fit nice and snug to fit the 8-inch. Shouldn't be a major problem. And yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna get everything, the shelf put in here and start doing some wiring of the PDU, and I'll see you in a second. All right guys, so here we are. The shelf's been moved in. We got the exhaust, we have the intake. I ran the PDU as well as this 120 volt power wire into the tent as well. We have the internet switch in here. So that's running in from over here, the main switch. And the PDU wires running through there. We have that extra wire running into the tent all through this this little hole here. We're adding the first rig in at the bottom, and we're gonna run the cables, the power cable and the Ethernet cable, and I'm gonna get everything all hooked on up, and then I will see you in a moment. All right, guys, here we go. So I got 4 rigs put into the tent. We got Upsilon 1, we got Upsilon Rig 11, Upsilon Rig 4, and Upsilon Rig 10 added onto the shelf in the grow tent. They are coming online, and what I did was also set up this thermometer right here so I can monitor temperatures through the window here, hopefully. And yeah, guys, this was an awesome project. Oh, this is so much fun. I mean, and it seems like it's actually forces you to make more efficient use of your space too. So like with that one there, like judging by that tent, I could probably put another, put a second grow tent right there and put these rigs on that grow tent and see how that helps, man. Because these are some 3080s and 3090s. These are the ones that put out a lot of power, but I was trying to like have everything open air, and it's just having a lot of issues. So let's try with this. I'm gonna hop on the Hive OS and take a look at the temperatures. All right, guys, see you there. Yo, guys. Okay, I'm back upstairs now. I'm just gonna check on Hive OS, make sure nothing's overheating in there, and let's take a look. So the first rig we have in here is Upsilon Rig 1, which is at the very top. It's the 6600 rig I just did not too long ago, and we are getting 56, 56, 56, 57, 47, really good temperatures across the board. Mind you, it is cold out today. So that being said, these numbers can skew your perception a little bit how they're going to perform in the summertime. But that being said, it seems like it's working really good. We can only hope that when the heat comes back, that it will continue to be able to suck that air out. Rig 4 is also in there, which is running 6600 XTs. Yeah, so these, they're all running on 51, 45, 49, 49, 50, 49, 52, super low temperatures. I'm really happy with this. This experiment has worked out for the better, that's for sure. Rig 11 is in there, I believe, as well. 6600s. We are pulling at okay, also 55s across the board. Relatively low memory temperatures. The highest is 88, and then this memory temperature here. Okay, so that's still good. And rig 9, I think, is in there as well. 46, 37. These ones, I think this one's right at the bottom, so that's where all the cold air is being brought in. But so far, I'm really happy with the setup. I think this was a definite good suggestion from other people, man. Trying to manage the basement and just with just those, you know, I have 4 inline fans, all 8-inch, so that's a lot of airflow. But the basement's big, so all that heat would just get everywhere and, you know, just absorb and everything, rise upstairs. Man, my kids were complaining about the heat. I'm like, it's hot, it's hot. Yeah, I get it. I know it's hot. And then I think in the wintertime, what I can do is what a lot of people do is they'll actually suck that hot air out of the grow tent into the HVAC system, and then I'll just turn on the fan and the furnace, and that'll like hopefully circulate all the air throughout the house. So that's another cool thing I plan to do as well, and it's gonna be a lifesaver this summer, guys. So I had the one tent there. I still have other rigs down there that aren't in a tent. I might go ahead and pull up that second tent
and put up a second intake and output on that bad boy and put those into there as well and see how that performs. I'm not sure how it's going to go because these guys are the ones that always give me the hard time with the heat. Is the 3090 and 3080 rigs? They get really hot, so I don't know if it's going to work better in a tent or not in a tent. I mean, maybe it's worth a try. I have the second tent, so I guess I'll do another video on that and see how that works. But like so far, this is a great decision. Thank you, man. You guys are lifesavers. Whoever made these suggestions in the comments. It just made complete sense. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.